for clicking on this video. My name is Mariah Campbell, if you don't already know. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a basic, and I do mean very basic, makeup routine. Y'all, it's very simple. This video is inspired by some of the women in my family. They're always asking me, they're like, hey, we need a makeup tutorials. So if don't nobody else enjoy this, don't nobody else get nothing else from this, it's for y'all. So I hope that it's helpful. I will preface this by saying that I am not a beauty influencer. I'm not a guru, but I do want to share this simple look because y'all, it's easy. It's really quick once you get into the practice of it. And most of all, it's cheap. So yeah, let's get into it. So first, I do not wash my face. I feel like if I wash my face before I put on makeup, then I'm opening my pores to be a little more, how do you put this, vulnerable to getting, you know, makeup into my pores, pimples and all the things. So I just choose not to wash my face. That's just me. Again, do what works for you. But first, before I put on my makeup, I use this product. It's a face primer called Mattify Me. It's by Absolute New York. This is a beauty supply product. So I basically just put a little bit. It's not like a whole science project. Just put a little bit on. So this is basically, this also depends on your preference. I prefer a matte look. I don't like shiny, dewy, because I feel like I look like a honey bun, but not in a good way. The good thing about this brand is that at the beauty supply, they have the matte version and they also have the dewy version. So if you have a preference to have more dewy makeup, definitely get the other option. So once I put that on, I always start with my foundation. For foundation, I usually use foundation whenever it's the colder months, winter, just because it's thicker. And so when it's cold, your face can kind of use a little bit more coverage. So for my foundation, I use NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. This can be found in the beauty supply or the drugstore. But whenever it comes to the summer, I'm from the South, so like our summers are really hot. They're really moist, and so when it comes to makeup, I don't want to put on all of that because then it's gonna be drenching. Like, it's just not a thing. So for that, I use NK Makeup Perfection BB Cream. It's not as heavy as like regular foundation, so whenever it's the hot months, BB cream is what you would use. But because it's still cold here in New York, I'm gonna use foundation today. So I use a beauty blender and I put it all on my face. I'm using the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation in color Mocha. You notice that I am not swiping the foundation on with the beauty blender. I am patting it in so that way it sets nicely. Next up, everybody's favorite part. Eyebrows. So I start with a spoolie. A spoolie is basically like a little brush, an eyebrow brush. So basically your eyebrows, you just comb them up. I always comb them upward and then curve out. Up, then out. And I do that on both sides. Okay, I use an angled brush. I'm gonna take this Lock On Liner and Brow Cream in the color Espresso from e.l.f. I got this years ago, y'all, so I don't even know if this is still in, like if they still sell this, but it's been working for a nice bit of time. But any brow cream that you can find, I would say get a cream that's not super dark. Try and find a color that's gonna match the roots of your hair. I don't know if you have your hair colored or whatever, but your natural root color. So I start kind of midway to just fill in, and I do the same motion that I did with the brush. I do it up and out. Just lightly dab it until you get it how you like. Okay, so the eyebrows are done. Like I said, I just simply fill them in. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and, I've heard people call it carve my eyebrows out. So I take my concealer, y'all. Whenever you're choosing a concealer, I feel like it's always best to choose one that's maybe 1 to 2 shades lighter than you. But for me, I'm using NK Makeup Perfection Multi-Use Concealer Super Coverage. Again, this is something that I found at the beauty supply, and the color that I am using, number 9 Camel is the color. So that's what I'm gonna be using. I just take some, and the brush that I have is the concealer brush, which usually is like a round type of brush. That really helps get you the curvature without, you know, destroying the eyebrow you just built. A little bit of the concealer, and let me try to do this so y'all can see. And as you can see, the concealer is still there. That's okay, that's how we need it. So I like to put like a dab or 2 of the concealer and get my beauty blender to blend it all in. To set this, because if you notice your eyes, when you're blinking, it starts to create creases. So to avoid that, I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. So I use this brush. This is more of like a round brush that I used to do my powder with. Okay, y'all, don't worry, this is not how it's going to dry. The thing about translucent powder, it's different than actual like setting powder and things like that, because usually setting powders, they are in different shades and tones. So with translucent powder, you don't have to worry about finding your particular shade. You just get it, and this is basically just going to help mattify and put set everything in place. Put that on there for a couple of seconds. I take an e.l.f. Total Face brush, and I use this basically to do the dusting. Okay, so next, this is not a whole like eyeshadow routine, but I do use this Juvia's palette, the Masquerade palette. I got this off of Instagram for like $7, y'all. And it's so pretty. It has so many different pretty colors, but I don't use all of those unless I'm like doing like a funky look. But I'm gonna use the color Zulu. It's like a kind of like a rust color. I'm gonna take like a wide angled puffy brush. So I just use it to add a little color back to my eyes. So I'm going to dust it in a swiping motion on my eyeshadow area. Next, we're gonna go with our concealer underneath our eyes. So what I do is I put a dot here, a dot here, a dot here. You see, you're catching my drift. And I do the same on the other side. That's just a good place to start, because when you begin blending, you'll see if you need a little bit more of a lighter touch or whatever, but this is basically just gonna brighten up your face a bit. And I also put some on my chin to swipe on my Cupid's bow. I use the foundation brush, which is kind of like flat, but it's also like round. And I lightly dab it and blend it. I blend it outward, and then I also blend it down, so that it's catching every bit of my under eye, my cheekbones. Okay, you see how that turned to that? Great. And also, I like to not make sure that you don't ignore the little crease around your nose. I'm not saying go in with the concealer on your nose, but to make sure that you do blend the concealer into the crevice of your nose, so that way it can blend in with your Cupid's bow above your lip, so that it's not like a patchy kind of situation. So we're gonna take that same powder, the translucent powder. We're gonna go ahead and dab it underneath your eye. Make sure you get it under there. Basically everywhere you just put concealer, you're gonna put it on your. And then I also like to put it on the side too, and it brightens it up. Although I didn't put concealer there, it still kind of gives what it needs to give. So for this, I'm gonna let it sit for a bit. Okay, so I've let it sit for a bit. Again, you don't have to let it sit for days, but just enough to where you can kind of feel like the translucent powder like soaking it up. So now we're gonna go in with a little bit of a contour, and y'all, I found this product and I haven't run out of it yet, but I love it. This is the Nicka New York brand, and it's the Mineral Stick Foundation in the color chocolate. This is what I use to contour underneath my, the concealer, to kind of just blend it all in, but also give my face more of a not chiseled look, but add a little more warmth back to my face. What you're gonna do is, I usually like to look at my sideburn, take it from my sideburn, and take it like that. It shouldn't go by your lip. It should just stop right there underneath your cheekbone. And if you want to give yourself a rounded situation, you can also kind of put it like a little bit right there. A little bit in front of your hairline. And then I also like to do it on my chin just a little bit to give it a little dimension, a little razzle dazzle. So let's go ahead and blend that in. It's a round brush, but it comes a little more angled out. With this, you do more of a dabbing motion. I like to, because it's an angled brush, it is going to spread anyway. So dabbing it is good, and kind of dragging it in the motion in which you put it on. So I'm just going up and down, up and down. And if you notice that, hey, okay, it's giving a little harsh it's not like blending in with my concealer, I just brush it up a little bit. Chin, I just like to do it on one side and then on the other, and just dab it. So to help blend this even more, although we have this and the concealer, let's blend it even more by using some blush. Now I use NYX Baked Blush Illuminator and Bronzer. Y'all, I in the color Ignite and Passion, number 8. Brush it a little bit on there. What I like to do is I like to smile so I can see where my cheekbones fall. And what you want to do is that little ball point on your cheekbone, that's where you want to hit. Dab and dab up. I'm giving y'all methods and products that I use, but of course you want to tailor this to your skin tone and the shades that you may need. So it may be something that you have to play around with and see for yourself what works for you. So then I'll go in with the Nicka Duo Blush, and I'm using the gold side. I take my bronzing brush and I swipe, and I do the same for my face. I just swipe in the same motion that I was putting the blush in, and I'll do it on my lip too. My lip and my chin, just to add a nice little. This is the look, and I'm gonna go ahead and seal it in with NK Makeup. They have a Perfection Setting Spray. You can add your little eyelashes in. A brand that I like a lot is I Envy. They have a lot of different versions. Like they have vegan mink, they have more of a glam eyelash, they have a more of a natural one. I like them because they're very versatile and they're cheap and they're easy to put on. You can also find these at the beauty supply. But I'm not gonna do lashes today. Like I said, we're doing something a little bit more natural. Lip. You can always throw on a cute red lip. I love a good red lip. Or you can do whatever color lipstick that you feel matches with your outfit. But if you're looking for something really, really, really natural and simple, I like to get a brown lip liner. I like to line my lip. Line the top. And then I like to line the crease of the bottom. So just that little side. And then I use the Ultra Lip Broadway Coconut Oil Lip Oil. Yeah, coconut lip gloss. So y'all, y'all, this is the final look. I hope that this was really helpful, like for real, because I tell you, it has taken me a nice bit of time to kind of see what I like, see what I don't like, learn from my old mistakes of doing makeup. But y'all, this is a look that I'm like, okay, look, we can do this. And also, I wear glasses. I have my contacts in now. I wear glasses, and sometimes I want to add like a nice little lift underneath my glasses. So if you wear glasses, I got you. You'll take a makeup wipe and you will wipe right here on your where your glasses sit on your nose, and then you'll go ahead and just throw your glasses on. See? It works just fine. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll try to link whatever I can find online below in the description box, just so you can kind of find it for yourself. So that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that it was helpful, that you can use this and kind of add some of these methods, products, brushes, and all the things to your daily makeup routine. But anyway, know that I love you, but remember that God loves you so, so, so much more. All right, y'all. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.